Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, George Harris is running for State Senate District 8. He's here for the whole show of all new Nevada Newsmakers.
My whole life has been public service. It's about people. And when we work together instead of yelling at each other, we get things done. We don't always get everything we want, but that's our system of government. Give and take. We don't give up. We keep working. We keep pushing. And when we break ground on Nevada's first children's hospital, when crime rates come down, and when graduation rates improve, that motivates me. That's why I do it.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Hi, I'm George Harris, and I'm running for State Senate in District 8. In Summerlin, our biggest crime problem isn't violent crimes. It's property crimes, car break-ins, burglaries, theft. It hits families where they live and work. The solution is simple and serious. More police countywide, a new neighborhood substation in downtown Summerlin, and making sure Metro has the funding they need to protect our community. Public safety isn't optional, and it isn't political. I'm George Harris, and I'll fight to keep Summerlin safe.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, come to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. We're joined by my good friend George Harris, who is a candidate for State Senate District 8. It is a pleasure to have you back on the program. And my question to you is, you have been walking and visiting with the folks in your district.
Yes.
What have you been hearing?
Well, Sam, I'll tell you what I've been hearing, and it's really great. I have all these, professional guys that tell me, oh, you need to talk about this subject. You need to talk about that subject. And then I come back and I write my own mail, and they go, what's this piece on protecting dogs and cats? And I said, that's what I hear at the door. I knock on the door and people say, what are you going to do for dogs and cats? We're concerned that the shelters aren't being ran correctly and this and that. So I know it's a problem with the people within my district. So we'll be looking into that. And I sent out a mail piece called "It's a Doggy Dog World," and I went down the line and talked about all the. Sam, it's pretty sad. I mean, these beautiful little Shih Tzus and Chihuahuas and stuff. Young ladies get these dogs and they have them in their purse and stuff, and after about. It is real, because it'll upset some people. After about 6-7 months, they get bored with them. They pull up the stop signs and they let the dog out and they take off. And the dog's there to fend for himself. And then, then they end up in shelters, and unfortunately, they end up euthanized.
Do the folks you're talking to realize the fiscal crisis that is about to affect the state in cities and counties across the state? Because the taxes have been capped on property taxes for so long that it's finally coming home to roost because governments have increased their spending over those years. Is that a topic that comes up at all?
Sam, here's a topic that comes up. One, I hate politicians. The first thing they say, oh, you're a politician. I said, yeah, that's true. I am now. I'm a retired CEO of a company. I'm going to be 65 in May. And yeah, but I'm a politician because I'm running. But I'm coming to your door to introduce myself, and I don't have all the answers. I certainly don't have all the answers. But one thing I know, they don't trust politicians, they don't like politicians, and in unison, they're overtaxed. And I agree with that. I think that, we have to have I'll be one of 4 business people in the legislature. I understand budgets. I know how to work with people. I know how to run big organizations. And I think we need to go back, Sam, because I think you've bought into, not a criticism of you, that you've bought into this, the sky is falling because, we need more money. Maybe we don't need more money.
I would like to disagree with you.
Maybe
can I respectfully
we need,
disagree
yes, of
with you?
course, but maybe we need to go back and put some adult supervision in the room and go back and review everybody's budgets and how everybody's spending money and how we operate.
I'm a believer in zero-based budgeting, and it's never going to happen in government, but I'm a believer in that, and I don't think that we need to increase taxes, but I do think that we need to be able to tell people that these are the services that are going to be cut if we don't increase taxes, and if that's what you want, lay it out honestly and tell people what.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that we put some adult supervision to that pin before we start telling people that most egregious, the whole world's coming to crash. Let me explain something to you. Everybody tells me on the political side, we must have affordable housing. We're going to help people. No, we don't need affordable housing. We need attainable housing. And
what's the difference?
There's a big difference.
Sure.
You cannot, if the market is stuck and there's not a large supply, there's no affordable houses. The houses are going to go up 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000. I mean, the medium range house right now is $443,000, Sam. Now, how could you immediately eliminate that? You could go to the government, the federal government, which my friend, who I consider a brother from another mother, Mark Amadei, tried to do, but really didn't fist fight for it, and tell the Bureau of Land Management, any property that is within an urban area of Elko, Washoe County, or Clark County must be turned over to the cities and the counties. They get that property, they go to a developer and they say, look, we've got 86 acres here in a donut, okay? That property is yours for $1 if you build homes that are $300,000, okay? That would be below the market. You would see the biggest expansion of people to be able to get homes. But I'm telling you, Sam, this isn't going to happen overnight. This is going to take 2 or 3 years.
Right, but I mean, it's also, the inefficiency of working with the federal government. I mean, Congressman Amadei, along with the rest of the Nevada delegation, has been working on land bills for years, and we've gotten very few passed, with perhaps the exception of the one in Fallon.
And you know what? I agree with that. So what do you do when that happens? You fire all of them and you find people that can go and fist fight for Nevadans and get them what they want. Look, I'm so tired of our delegation. They're do-nothings. And now I got to sit and watch them go on X and use the F word and all this. It's childish. We need adult supervision in government. And I'm going to be that adult supervision. And the good news is, Sam, I told you, in May, I'm going to be 65 years old. I don't have to do this. I'm not running to do it, but I will tell you that once I'm up there, people are going to know I'm up there.
I want to point out that we did invite your opponent in the primary, Les Chavez, onto the program, and he declined to be on the program. But I just want to make the point that we did invite him to be on.
So I went to coffee with him. I think he was a wonderful man. I told him, I said, I'm never going to mention you. I think that we're doing fine. I think he's a great guy, but he is, the cabal is running his campaign. So, and he's a 30-year bureaucrat. He was an assistant sheriff. He's a very nice guy. But, this is 2026. The next legislative session is 2027. You're going to need people up there that understand budgeting, that understand management, that understand all that. Look, one of the biggest things, no one's talking about it. I mean, I'm doing a mail piece on it now, and it's complicated. But AI is going to be one of the biggest discussions nationally.
Well, it is already.
But I'm talking about, because now you've got a bunch of people, they're all nice people in the legislature. None of them 80% of the legislature is not qualified to be there. They're just not. They're activists.
It's a citizen legislature.
I'm all for the citizen legislature. I think it's great. I'm not all for people that have agendas that are not the taxpayer agendas. I'm not for having a bunch of activists up there. I'm not for having a bunch of retired bureaucrats up there. I think we need to have people up there that are going to go up there and look and see what's best for the state 20 years to 30 years down the road, okay? When I ran a big company, Sam, of course you look at what you're doing for the next year. But we planned for 10, 15, 20 years
right,
out.
But that's what RTCs do. That's what airports do. I mean, it's.
But they're not doing it, and they're not doing a good job of it. I'm sorry, they're not. If they were to,
well, you're talking about the legislature. I was just specifically saying
Sam,
that there are organizations within the state.
I get that, but Sam, guess
do
what?
That kind of long range
Nothing
planning.
can happen. You can have the greatest planner at the airport. His plans will mean nothing if the legislature doesn't buy into it. All the policy flows from the legislature. That's it.
But I go back to this all the time, and you know I love Sig Rogich.
Right.
But term limits, which he helped initiate.
He made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes.
Was the worst thing that ever happened because it took away the competency of people who had been in the legislature for 20 to 30 plus years.
Right, but what
state.
also happened is when he thought about it and did it, it was a good idea. Like there's always great ideas that have unintended consequences. No one knew that when you did that, you made a class of citizenry who's not elected called lobbyists, who now control everything. Do you know how many lobbyists call me and tell me I'm never going to get elected because they're petrified of me? And they need to be petrified of me because there's going to be a new sheriff in town when I get up there. Because every time a lobbyist does something that's egregious or is not in the benefit of the taxpayer, I'm going to call their name out.
So you're not going to have a pay off the debt party if you're elected?
I don't need a pay off debt party. Sam, I'm not having any problem raising money. Because I go and I talk to people and I knock on doors and rub bellies and people are sending me $25, $50, $100 checks. I'm getting $10,000 checks. I'm getting $2,500 checks because it's what people, when people know that I have no agenda but the agenda for the taxpayer. I have no agenda. I'm going to serve one term. I'm 65 years old.
Really? You're committing to that?
Yeah. I mean, unless someone puts me in handcuffs and tells me I got to serve another term.
Can you accomplish what needs to be,
No.
What I hear from
you
people.
Can't accomplish anything unless you're smart enough to understand that you have to deal, especially in the legislature, with a large amount of people, and you got to get everybody on the same boat rowing down the river, okay? So I say because I'm going to be 65, I might kick my final field goal. But I will tell you that anybody that thinks that the energy crisis is going to be, and we have a crisis here because they're closing down gas refineries in California because of crazy management decisions by the state that affect Nevada.
Of California,
that affect Nevada because we need another straw to come in. And I think we can get that expedited quickly because we got Trump in office. You've got Nellis Air Force Base and Fallon Air Station. He can use the WARS Act to get rid of all the impact studies. So you can move a straw right across, put it into West Wendover, build a thing. But this, you can build a transfer station. But Sam, this is something that this isn't going to happen. They've kicked this football down the field 4 years already. It's going to be 4 years before you can resolve that issue.
Okay, but reality is, so you're saying West Wendover, but also you're going to see a pipeline from Utah into southern Nevada as well? Isn't that under discussion as well?
It's under discussion. I think that it's a lot more expensive and take a lot more time. The quickest, my opinion, this is my idea. There might be 50 other ideas out there and someone might come on call you up and say, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But, I told you, I ran a big company. I understand what's going on. I understand here's Salt Lake and here's West Wendover. That's pretty close, Get with Sinclair or get with another group, and move a pipeline over and build a transfer station. Then you can feed Northern Nevada, Fallon Air Station, all this stuff, and Southern Nevada. Right now, all the gas companies, Las Vegas Petroleum, Terrible Herbst and everybody, they're fighting for their fuel on the existing pipeline, I think, on an hourly rate.
Also, they've listed, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of the act, but they've lifted the act that prevents American boats from shipping liquid natural gas to the West Coast from the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it, to be able to bring it over to the West Coast. because of the problems with the refineries in California.
Right.
Is that any short-term help?
Well, it's going to be short-term help, but the cost is still going to be, the derivative rising of the cost is still going to be there, because you park it, let's say you park in Texas and you fill up trucks. They go from there to Phoenix and then they come into here. You know, if there's not a pipeline, you're trucking stuff.
Right.
So look, this is a complex problem. We have a bunch of very nice people in the legislature, but there's a bunch of people that are just concerned with being activists, and they don't know how to manage complex problems.
All right, but do you look at the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, beyond the presidency, with a lack of leadership, but especially on the Democratic Party? The Democratic Party should be surging ahead with, certain areas where the president is very unpopular. You would expect to see the Democrats doing very, very well. And in some cases, they have won elections at this point in time. But you look at the leadership and leading people within the Democratic Party, especially the comedians who are more newsworthy now than they ever were before, mocking the leadership of the Democratic Party. So at a time when they could actually come in, but you see how that plays in the
back. It has a lot to do with narcissism, and it's narcissism both. But look, these people that are elected in the federal, in the Congress, they only care about their own power. I mean, Sam, here's a simple thing. They have an approval rating of less than 20%.
It's stunning that their approval rating.
Yet 90% of them get reelected.
Well,
and it's the way they've set
gerrymandering.
The gerrymandering, the way they've set the system up to where they get money. Like if you're a challenger, you have all these rules, and you can't outraise them because they have leadership PACs. They have and the people are finally going to look. I told you, Sam. Every door I walk to, I hear I hate politicians, and I go, thank God. And they go, what do you mean, thank God? I said, we have something in common. I hate politicians too.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back more with George Harris running for Senate District 8 after this time out. As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Reno is full of hard-working, caring people. We're neighbors, business owners, families who need attainable homes, good-paying jobs, and a future we can count on. What we don't need are more big political promises with bigger price tags and politicians who let the latest Washington trends guide their policies. We need no-nonsense leaders with fiscal discipline who are focused on results for Reno families. I'm Kathleen Taylor, and I'm running for mayor to do just that.
At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Thank you, Governor Lombardo, for making healthcare a priority.
For bringing the first standalone children's hospital to Nevada.
And addressing the physician shortage with legislation that's working.
Governor Lombardo is building new mental health clinics.
And his commitment to children's mental health will change lives.
And Lombardo's Nevada Health Authority will ensure Nevadans have more access to affordable and reliable health care. Everyone likes to talk about improving health care. Joe Lombardo is actually getting things done.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with George Harris. He's a candidate for State Senate District number 8. We also have invited your potential opponent, if you win the primary, Marin Dondero-Loop, to be on the program as well, and she turned us down as well. So just to
I'm
point
starting
that
to
out.
think people
she
are
said she was
afraid of me.
I'm sure they're not afraid of you, George. I can't imagine why they would be. You know what's been interesting is that you have been sending out a ton of stuff on social media, not attacking your opponent in the primary, not attacking your potential opponent in the general if you were to get through the primary. They've all been positive.
And I won't attack any of them. I will contrast. I will show where I disagree with them on a subject.
But you've always been known as being bombastic.
Look, a lot of it is, let me tell you something. I have a secret weapon. I have a 19-year-old kid, okay, who understands social media and does these cool little things and helps me out all the time and tells me, hey, Dad, you don't look like that. But look, I'll contrast, like with Mr. Chavez. He's a very nice man, but he's more than 30 people. He has said that he's a team player. He's one of the guys, and that he's going to support whatever the governor needs, which means he's going to. And he said, his words, not mine, that he was supporting the Hollywood studio. Well, I'm just going to contrast and say I disagree. Okay.
So I'm hearing from two different sides here. John Osagura says it's coming back.
Right.
Others have said to me, no, it's dead. It's already gone to New Mexico. No. Is it coming back?
It's definitely coming back. It's exactly what Osagura said. I've talked to, first of all, if it wasn't coming back, why have I gotten at least 11 phone calls from the lobbyists that were the cabal that was pushing it, saying that I would never get elected? They will make sure I don't get elected because I don't understand what a great jobs bill is. It's not a jobs bill, okay? It's let's give $1.5 billion in transferable tax credits to rich people to build a studio that's going to fail because of AI. Hold on, let me finish. Okay. To sell their transferable tax credits to a big gaming company that it's not if they're going to declare bankruptcy, when they're going to declare bankruptcy.
All right.
Because they got to kick their bonds down the field.
All right, let's take another break. We'll come right back.
You'll be rolling with some swag during the $150,000 Spring Bling giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Make it rain with up to $5,000 in cash every week and 20 large in cash guaranteed during the grand finale drawing. We're blinging in your good times at Tamarack Casino.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with George Harris. He's a candidate for State Senate District number 8. We were talking about the movie studios. What about if we just didn't make the tax credits transferable? If you got the tax credits to bring the business.
Sam, they won't do it.
Why?
Because they want a free ride. Look, Sam, is the movie studio a good idea? Sure, so is McDonald's. Nobody's giving McDonald's transferable tax credits. If it's such a great idea, pay your own freight. But don't do it in my neighborhood. And by the way, Sam, this is my neighborhood. I'm less than 0.0 miles away from this thing. Nobody talks about the fact that the roads up there, Flamingo Road and Town Center, aren't designed to take 5-ton trucks 60, 70, 80, 90 times a day, which means the roads are going to have to be redesigned. They're going to chop up the roads for probably 18 months. But Sam, let's talk about adult supervision in the room. You're talking about an industry that is collapsing. It's collapsing because of artificial intelligence. They are now paying actors for their likeness, and they're doing everything with AI. They have not one, but they have 2 AI actors that they wanted to give awards to, and no one ever said that they were AI, and then they had to admit, oh no, she's an AI actress. What do you mean she's an AI? It's all art. They made her up. I mean, it's a failing industry. And that's what they're afraid of.
Well, you look at what's happening in Southern California, and you would certainly have to say that it's failing for Southern California.
It's collapsed. It's not failing. It collapsed in Georgia. Look, Tyler Perry was going to build an $800 million facility, and he stopped it.
Yes.
And he stopped it, and they asked him, why are you stopping it? And he goes, because AI.
Well, he stopped it because it wasn't going to work. And I said all during the last session that the legislature needed to invite Tyler Perry to come and address the legislature and talk about what was going on there. And in fact...
Only if he came as Medea.
That would be great. But they brought legislators from Georgia and interviewed them and found out exactly what the situation was. Look, it wasn't good. We're out of time. I love you to death as my friend. I wish you good luck on the campaign trail. I wish all of the candidates good luck on the campaign trail. And I know we will see you here.
Adult supervision, Sam. That's the key to the whole process.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Ahern Hotel, where bold ambition meets unforgettable experiences. Feel your game day vibes and celebrate with great food at All American Sports Kitchen, serving amazing flavors and fan favorites. Sip and savor at Aroma Barista Bar. Handcrafted coffee roasted to perfection. Step into the Ahern Live showroom, where concerts, comedy, and unforgettable performances light up the night. We also have the David Yule Art Gallery. It's the only one in the world, and his work is breathtaking. Browse the gift shop. It's a treasure trove of keepsakes, chic essentials, and one-of-a-kind finds. And the space. Almost 30,000 square feet of meetings and events areas ready for you. From weddings and birthdays to quinceañeras, trade shows, banquets, and beauty pageants. Bigger ideas? Let the Ahern team handle all the details so your event is flawless. Ahern Hotel, where moments become memories. Book your next gathering today.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. We'll see you on the next broadcast.